So you want to become a hacker? So I'm gonna give you my honest and most realistic opinion about what you need to do in order to become a really good hacker within around 1-2 years time. First of all, you need the time. So basically, you need to put the time into it. It does take a lot of time to research different kind of topics, practice, doing tests, maybe even doing some certifications if that is what you want to do. For some people it might work doing some certifications. There are multiple different ones out there. CompTIA Pentest Plus or the OACP or the Certified Ethical Hacker. There are more than that. But if you want to go the more or less free way without paying a lot of bills and stuff for difficult, expensive courses, this is what this video is all about. So time is really what you need. There are plenty of videos on YouTube explaining what you need to do, where they talk about a course they created so they can earn a lot of money. You know what? I'm going to suggest you something completely different. I'm going to suggest that you go ahead and buy a subscription on TryHackMe, for example. That is really cheap compared to much else there is out there. I think it's like $90 a year, a year. So that's like, I don't know, it's like less than $8. So it's 90 divided by 12. That is $7.5 a month. That is, to my knowledge, the minimum wage in USA, for example, for 1 hour's work. 1 hour's work, 1 month access to TryHackMe, and they offer a large variety of different things you can choose on the learning paths and different things. Even earn a voucher for, I think, 10% for the CompTIA Pentest Plus certification. They even have pre-security. You can go junior pen test, offensive, complete beginner, web fundamentals, cyber defense, and apart from that, they got a lot of modules you can choose from, and you can spend hours inside of here. So you're gonna use a lot of time, doing courses and stuff on this web page. There's also other pages like Hack the Box. It's a little more advanced, so I suggest you start out with TryHackMe. The reason that I just say start out with TryHackMe, and basically what you're gonna do is just go and pick the learning path and say complete beginner, and say pre-security, and then do junior pen test tester, and then whatever you want to do from that. If you stick to that path and you continue working hard, doing more rooms, you can even go to the search parameter here and say like, okay, I want to have difficulty medium or hard or insane, and then you can see there's not that many insane rooms, but there are a good variety of hard rooms, up to 6 pages. So work your butt off and get what you want. This is exactly the way that I suggest you do it without opening a book. So this is without a book. I don't necessarily suggest your book way when you want to learn to hack. I suggest a hands-on way, and that is by embracing all the different and new online resources there is these days, like TryHackMe, Hack the Box, Hub. You can even go download some intentionally vulnerable machines from Metasploitable and stuff like that. Now I'm gonna post some links in the description on different places that I suggest you could check and look, and I'm gonna post it in the order that I suggest you do in order to become a really good hacker within 1-2 years time. Now in the first couple of months, I really suggest you do something like TryHackMe here, and you go do stuff like these learning paths. You can see the amount of hours it takes to complete it. Now that is the nominated time, but some people, let's say you take the pre-security, they use 60 hours. That is just the way it is. This is just an estimate of if you are somewhat in the middle of in that learning speed, well then it takes 40 hours for you to complete. Now, at some point you might think, okay, so what should I do now? There are many different, capture the flag events And capture the flag events is events created for people with the interest of IT security to become better security engineers, to become better pen testers, to think more critical about systems and how stuff are saved and shared and how stuff is developed. Here and there, big companies host CTF events. Google do some Google events, something called Pico CTF. There are off the wire, I think something called. There's so many different ones. So just go to Google and type CTF event and then the year you're in, and go and sign up for different kind of events. So you might ask, so now I did 6 months of training on TryHackMe. I even did some Hack the Box. I started watching videos on YouTube because naturally your natural step would be to go and search on YouTube for the videos for a solution when you're stuck. And please don't fall in the category that's saying, and there's some people saying that if you don't find a solution yourself, you're not going to learn anything. That is not true. Up to a certain degree, if you do your studies and you do your practice, and then some point when you're stuck, you find a solution, incorporate that into your thinking pattern and just only do the one small step needed for you to not be stuck anymore. That's gonna add to your knowledge, not cheat over some sort of fence you can learn to climb it. No. It's gonna add to it. So if you don't just do what I said, you're gonna learn just as much. It's gonna be just as fine, and you will continue getting more and more awesome for every month passing by. So you will learn stuff. I'm not gonna say a lot of things about what that could be within doing your research and TryHackMe the first 6 months, because it's gonna be a lot of, just gonna make a lot of noise right now, but you're gonna learn a lot of things. You're gonna learn a lot of stuff. You're gonna gather a lot of URLs. You have a lot of resources. Take notes. If you wish to go and watch on my channel, I have plenty of videos about TryHackMe, plenty of videos about stuff. It's all free. It's only if you wish to. I just wish to share and to tell you how to get from A to C. So now the 6 months has passed. So what you're gonna do is basically call Ghostbusters. What you're gonna do? So what you're gonna do is try and get yourself a junior pen test job or junior security analyst job, something junior, because you are in the beginner stage. And while you do that, you ask the employees to pay for some certifications. Now that is a really interesting suggestion, because when you do stuff on TryHackMe and then you actually go and I think there is actually somewhere I think there is somewhere some testimonials, that you can go read. People got their new job and from investigating stuff on TryHackMe, learning stuff. But try and land your first job, and if you not do that, continue on the same path. Maybe even try and save some money to actually get yourself a cheap certification, such as the CompTIA Pentest Plus. So now 1 year's passed and you are beginning to become really good at this, but you probably think, so you need to learn reverse engineering. Well, you heard about it before, and you probably tumbled into a different topic here and there about reverse engineering. Reverse engineering is basically you take a program and then you dissect it, and then you find out how it is programmed, which codes, how does it call, stuff on your computer. Now, I'm not trying to be technical right now, but it's difficult to explain without saying some word at all, like calling stuff in the stack, for example. Anyways, reverse engineering is basically reversing the program and see how did that program create that program. For example, reverse engineering malware. That is a difficult topic. And if you're gonna go down that path, I definitely suggest that you change the website totally. Maybe even go to Coursera. I don't know if they have anything. How do I spell this? Coursera. Yeah, there we go. And then say reverse malware engineering. And they do have something about malware and reverse engineering and malware analysis and reverse engineering. Actually, on Udemy, there's something. I would definitely step lightly if you find stuff on Udemy, and I would say LinkedIn Learning is probably not the way to go, because they seem like they go the route that is more like, I don't know how to call it, but it seems like it's all flashy and no depth, no content. So basically, I suggest you go ahead and maybe try on Udemy, because it's a bit more nerdy. It's not as regulated, and there are stuff here. It's relatively cheap, like $11-12 all the time. And then you go ahead and do reverse engineering. You're gonna learn so many things doing reverse engineering. Even if it's malware, that is one type of program you're reverse engineering. You can reverse engineer anything, basically. You're gonna learn so much about how stuff works on a computer, and basically you will become most awesome. You're gonna spend at least 6 months doing these practices and trying to get your hands on different kind of malware and reverse engineering. After that, I really suggest you go ahead and do, and this is the cyber defense room here, so that's going to be the identification and detecting of threats. But more than that, you also need to do some network security and monitoring, and that is why I suggested you got the first job after around 6 months time as a junior security analyst. That is typical, the title they give you, and they're gonna learn you about intercepting traffic, detecting threats, all the kind of things that is in the defensive area. And the image is probably quite good, because it's gonna show you that you're gonna sit and watch for stuff and identify logs, threats in logs, and system that is automated for that. And you're gonna be a part of the guy that identifies if is there a false positive or is it a real positive, like a true positive. And now we're kind of done. You spent 2 years now. You're pretty good at hacking. You're good at analysis. You can do reverse engineering. You can do malware reverse engineer. You can do network traffic analysis. Now, if you wish to, you can spice things up with learning a programming language like Python. I only suggest Python as a language to learn because it is widely used these days. I wouldn't necessarily suggest you go and use something else like Ruby, because it is, don't do it. Also, don't keep your beans away from Java. Do not touch C#. Maybe a tad of C programming, but you don't really need it. What you really need is just Python to assist you in your daily routine and your work. So this is my recipe for how to become a really good hacker within 1-2 years time. And within that, you went this full circle. So what about year 3 and year 4? Well, you need to get a job, right? And that will take you down the career path that is meant for you, or that the company think is right for you, if you don't communicate correctly enough in the first place. So it's very exciting. I really hope that you find your path, the way to go. And just say until next time, hope to see you again. Stay safe. Take care.